Spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Gemini's highest good. How is Gemini feeling in this second week of May 2025 with regards to the one they're thinking about, dealing with or manifesting in? 3 cards for how Gemini is feeling, please. The 2 of Pentacles reversed, so you could be struggling to, this is the juggler, it's like this eternal, it's the infinity sign. Pentacles are time, money and energy going into different priorities. It's trying to keep all the plates spinning, and at the moment we're not managing it. Can you even see these cards? Oh dear. They're really nice cards, so it's a shame if you can't see them. You might have a really hectic time coming up to your birthday, seeing Gemini. You might feel like quite overwhelmed, but busy. Priorities can be work, they can be kids, the house, hobbies, health. It just all gets too much, doesn't it? Appointments, courses, education. Some people I know are doing, 2 full-time jobs. They've got a full-time job and another one. They're trying to work like double hours, and I'm like, what are you doing? But seems to be like common with a few of my female friends, and they're in very senior positions. So I'm not talking about doing, a cleaning job and something else. Hyper productive periods of their life. Ace of Pentacles upright. Beautiful energy. So this is a leveling up. This is being rewarded. I'm putting it in the light so hopefully you can see the gorgeous colours. But it's being rewarded by the universe. Whatever activities you've done, Gemini, the universe is meeting you halfway to enable a financial leveling up. So that could be getting on a mortgage, getting a job offer, getting a promotion, being granted a loan, a new business taking off. The 2 of Swords reversed. Now the 2 of Swords upright is when we blindfold ourselves and we cross our hands in front of us. It's closed off body language because we don't want to deal with the choice that needs to be made, a decision that needs to be made. With that being reversed, that's a positive reversal because we don't want to be closed off or ignoring the obvious. We want to be eyes wide open, dealing with stuff, head on. See, that's good. It could just have been like a really hyper productive year or if, you know, a month where everything, see, I've just had that, you see, like a month where everything has come up all at the same time and it's felt really overwhelming. But sometimes it's perception and, you know, it'll happen, it'll be all right, you know, just got to walk forwards and do one thing at a time. Right, let's see. You're not showing up as a king or a queen or anyone who's even dating right now. So let's see who comes up in your reading. It could be someone that's on your mind, someone that you're currently dealing with, or someone that you're manifesting in the future. 3 cards for Gemini's person, 3 of Cups. So this is a number of community, the number 3. It's 3 people with 3 cups. It can be third-party scenario in a love reading. However, it can just be celebrations with family, colleagues, groups of people. You know, if you're part of a club or an association. A charity that you work for, you know, volunteering. It's upright, it's positive, but in a love reading it can be third party. I don't know why that's come out by itself, so let's see what's going on with this person and who they might be. Two of Wands, this person has got to make a choice. Are they going to go in direction A or direction B? Which adventure are they going to take? Which path are they going to walk down? They need to make a choice with the Two of Wands. They could be multi-dating, you know. It could be someone who's like a serial dater, or they're multi-dating. They're seeing like 3 people, because it's just at the start. They're not exclusive with anyone. Or they could be someone who's going out partying. But it's interesting that they've got a choice to make there. A or B. Eight of Swords, 4 of Swords, King of Cups. Now, 8 of Swords is upright, which is mental entrapment. It's being like overwhelmed, up in your head. 4 of Swords reversed is restless, okay? Because when it's upright, it's lying down and taking respite that's much needed, much deserved. This person's restless, they can't stop thinking about this. Was the King of Cups upright? I always do this, don't I? I think the King of Cups was upright, so they're really in their emotions. They're very emotionally intelligent, this person, and they don't want to mess anyone about. So they're having a bit of a panic about who they should choose. So you could have started dating someone and you might not realise that they're talking to other people as well. But I mean, that's normal in the first few dates. Like, of course it is. You're not exclusive to each other. But I think it's a good person, because the King of Cups is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. The cups are filled with water, and water's emotion. And the King of Cups is upright. So it's someone who manages emotions well. They're calm, they're generous, they're giving, they're nurturing. It's a really nice energy. But they're very restless and they're really worried at the moment. They're in their head about something. So it could be just trying to make this decision. With them being a king, they're someone who's responsible. They could be high up in their job. They could have children. They could be married. Well, they could just be mature. The Five of Wands reversed, so we don't want conflict, we don't want disagreement, altercations. We don't want to be mixed up in our emotions. We just want to be clear and honest. Right, we've got a lot of Wands energy here. We've got the Five of Wands that's already come out in the outcome. And that's reversed because we're trying to avoid physical altercations, arguments, conflict. Could be external conflict that we're trying to avoid, or internal internal conflict that we're trying to avoid, but we're trying to avoid it. We've got the Knight of Wands, which is incredibly sexual energy. The Knight of Wands is about passion, sex, flirting, you know, acting on what feels good, acting on impulse, being completely like crushing on someone, you know, having an intense physical connection with them. Not necessarily a reliable energy, because it's all about how you feel, you know, in your lower bits more than anything. The Three of Wands reversed. They're refusing to take action. So there's a decision that has to be made, but they're refusing to take action on it. They've decided what they need to do. They know what they need to do. They've picked A or B, but they're not doing it because they're having sexy time with someone and it feels nice and it's exciting. Naughty, naughty. I think this is third party then. Page of Swords reversed. They could be at times blocking communication in order to control the situation, you know, like a slippery snake kind of character, someone that if they just don't talk to you, then they don't need to tell you that they're multi-dating, or they don't need to tell you that they're seeing someone else as well, or they don't need to tell you that they're married. They, you know, it could be someone who's like single but divorced, you know, and they're just enjoying playing the field again. Like, it's just someone who's dodging and weaving a little bit, I think. I don't think it's anything awful because we'd have the Seven of Swords, but it's like when you withhold the truth or you just pop up occasionally because then you haven't got to explain yourself to anyone on a day-to-day basis. Do you know what I mean? That kind of vibe. This is really intriguing. Let's get some shadow oracles to see what's going on with them. What's this Three of Cups about? Why are they up in the head with the Eight of Swords? And why are they restless with the Four of Swords? Oh my goodness. Deadly combo. Dangerous when together. Triggering. Explosive. Perhaps they've been arguing with someone. Cuts both ways. Good and bad aspects. Mixed blessing. Division. Escape. Love is an emotional escape for you. Be sure you're getting involved for the right reasons. So they could be married, guys, and then they've met you and it's like exciting and it's a big, you know, exhilarating distraction from a very tumultuous marriage or long-term relationship that they're in. They may be using this as an escape. It doesn't mean, I think they know it's wrong and I think they're worried about getting found out. I think that they just find it to be really intense and exciting and enjoyable. Something's very full of drama that they're already in. So, not saying that they're not looking to leave it, but they're just at the moment, they're refusing to make a decision. Let's get a confession. I let other people influence my choices. Okay, so they may be worried about what other people think. If they've got kids with this person, this relationship partner or spouse, they might be concerned about that, or they may be thinking, like, I'm around my friends and they like to multi-date and they don't commit to anyone, and they're telling me that I shouldn't be so serious. Because I do feel like with them being a King of Cups, they're a compassionate person and they don't really like to deceive, but we can all do a bit of that when we get carried away or exhilarated or we feel an intense sexual connection. We can, really like compartmentalize sometimes and just go, I really want to feel like that, you know. So they could have bad influences around them or just really judgmental people that are making them stay in a situation. It's actually quite volatile. It's a smoking gun, you know. There's good aspects to it, but there's some really bad ones as well. Nobody should be in a situation where there's violence, or it's getting to the point where you're arguing in a really extreme way and it's getting volatile. It's time to face the music if that's happening. This person wants to avoid drama, okay, but they are extremely tempted by you, I think. Perhaps you feel safe and sexy. It's possible to have that. You don't have to be. I actually don't connect with people who are passionate and violent in the same sentence. I don't get that. I don't understand that. I think it's weird. It does not do anything for me. So, but yeah, you shouldn't ever be in anything if it's starting to get really volatile. You need to just leave straight away. Don't let anyone guilt you into staying because they're not thinking about you. Let's dig a bit more. Let's get the other oracles clarifying love situations. The words escape, cuts, and deadly. It's just like, it's not good, is it? That's not a good vibe to be in. In a fog, fear, obligation, or guilt makes you stay, get clarity. So there could be kids involved, or someone who just believes that if you're married and you've got a house together, you shouldn't be undoing it, like a judgmental parent or a sibling, because we can really get crushed by what other people think. And suddenly we're doing stuff that's not in our nature because people aren't allowing us to say what we really want to do and do it, Between the lines, uncover the truth carefully and write your own endings. They need to think for themselves, this person. Turbulence, heal unresolved conflicts with kindness, not with anger. Someone's having big arguments in the house here, and that isn't good for children to witness. There needs to be change here. There needs to be change. You can't continue like that. Let's get messages from them. Seek professional advice. They need to have someone impartial to talk to, not family, not friends. Friends can be really judgmental as well. It's entertaining to them, so they don't always react the way that you'd expect them to, or they project what's happened to them onto you. If they've ever been cheated on, they don't like you suggesting that you want to leave your partner who you're actually having really tumultuous, violent arguments with. They're like, no, cheating's terrible and you mustn't, ever break up a marriage. You can work it out, or you just, people are just going with the information they've got at the time, and that's based off their own life experience and their values that they have now. When you're talking to them, people change what they think about stuff throughout their life, but go to someone like a GP who's not going to steer you. Go to someone who's a therapist who's just going to let you unpack how you feel and what you want and what's healthy. If you went to a marriage counsellor, they wouldn't say that. If they heard, there was violence in the relationship, they wouldn't say, well, I think you should stay together. They're not going to do that, are they? They're going to find a way for you to come to your own conclusion about what is a healthy, loving relationship and what isn't a healthy, loving relationship. They're not going to tell you what to do, but they will hopefully bring into the conversation what is healthy and what's unhealthy. Okay. People get controlled financially and emotionally, not just physically or sexually. They get controlled, with emotional manipulation, and financial manipulation is a big one, especially if you're someone with assets, with money, if you're famous, you probably get financially controlled more than anything. Financial abuse happens, doesn't it? I think so, yes. Yeah, they're really stuck over what to do, and it's because they're not getting impartial advice. They're getting judgment from people close to them. Because that was with the Two of Wands, where they need to make a decision. A or B. You have so many choices and options. Okay, so they really feel inferior. They don't know whether they're good enough for you or not. Okay, so you could be young, free, single, or successful, attractive and single, or, someone who just seems to have it all together and they feel like they're a hot mess. Their self-esteem could be low from being in this situation for years. They feel a bit inferior, okay, they feel unconfident. Let's get a romance oracle. Boundaries. Love may challenge your boundaries, protect them. Okay, so this person could be a little bit clingy, or they could be in a situation where they're being overly controlled, which is causing a lot of outbursts, arguments, passive aggressiveness, outward aggressiveness, accusations, lack of trust. They are escaping from what they're in. It doesn't mean they're going to apply that to you. When they're with you, they've become that way potentially because of how they've been treated, or mistreated. I think we need to get, we can get further clarification and see what else is going on with these other decks, oracle decks. So we've got Deadly Combo, Inner Fog, Blinded by Guilt, the sense of, responsibility. Love Spell, You've Been Bewitched. Let go, make room for the new beginning on its way to you now. Give it time, everything in divine timing, let things flow. Okay, so it is actually love for them. They are not a terrible person. They're a King of Cups. They're emotionally intelligent. They're unconfident right now, but it's making them very restless. The fact that they need to make a decision. It's not a bad person. And they're completely thrilled by this new connection. They're ready to let go of the past, but it's just fear and obligation. You know, they may get a physical backlash from this person, a financial backlash, emotional, you know, backlash. Children could be involved. So there's a lot of fear of what people think and what will be done. It's not really that they're confused about how they feel towards you. It's that there's going to be retaliation. Okay. Hi, welcome into the chat. Hi, Spoons. Right, let's see what else comes out with this Love Island. I keep saying Love Island. Island Time Wellness Oracle. Oh my God, look at this. Healthy choices. That's from a whole other Oracle deck. Making healthy choices in love and life, self-love, self-care, being happier. I told you they're not a bad person. They need professional advice how to deal with this situation and to educate them and allow them to make their own decisions, not just be given judgment by people, but they need to create healthy boundaries for themselves and release themselves from a toxic situation. When are they going to do this? I mean, it says divine timing, but it can't hurt to ask. The divine can only say, not telling you. Don't force it. When will this person make a decision or get clarity? When will they seek professional advice or get clarity on what they need to do? Thank you for the likes. Thanks for supporting the channel. February. So in another 6 months, so it's longer than that, isn't it? We're in May. Another 9 months, they could start divorce proceedings. Okay. And these are big life changes, so we can't judge people for, you know, when they decide to end a marriage or leave someone, especially if they're violent or abusive, you know, emotionally manipulative, nasty, demeaning, controlling, narcissistic. You don't know what the reaction's going to be, so it is terrifying. And sometimes people will have affairs for a while just to avoid, you know, all the drama that's going to ensue from when they do kick things off and say, I want a separation, I want a divorce. It's escapism, isn't it? What's the advice? If this is resonating for Gemini and they are sleeping with someone who is in a toxic situation, toxic marriage, what's the advice? Dream. Follow your yearning for the deep blue sea. So you want more commitment from this person, you want a deeper connection. You feel like this is a really special thing that you found. You know, enjoy dreaming about it, thinking about it, go for it. A new opening. When one door closes, I am confident another will open. and it will be for my betterment. I accept that life brings challenges and acknowledge the opportunity and learning they present to me. Serenity comes from within. So whatever happens with this, I feel like this is advice for your person as well. There's always new. It's never the end of your life, whether it's the end of a relationship or a connection or a sneaky link. There is so much more just around the corner waiting for you. So that's what this person's learning. You know, if they're in something toxic now, there's new around the corner for them. Let's get one more advice for you. Thank you for the likes, guys. This is beautiful. Look at this. Choose who you are becoming. Can you see that? That's the heart chakra green. You get to choose your life. If you're in something that's really unhealthy, get professional advice. Okay? Get professional advice. Get impartial wisdom, impartial technical advice, financial advice, emotional advice. Seek healthy choices. Make room for new. You are not your past. Okay? I keep tipping them because I know the sun is like not really illuminating them when it's behind them. That, do you know what? That's a beautiful reading, that. There's going to be a lot of change in February, and if you think about it, that's ahead of springtime. People reflect on where they're going in life in January, February. I love springtime personally. We're in spring now, and we're headed into summer. It's just a lovely time to be in. It's all change can be overwhelming initially, but sometimes we are well ready for change. Right, so I need to tidy these up. We're done, aren't we? I need to tidy these up, and we're on to Cancer. Oh, I've missed this one. What does your soul say? That's beautiful. That's never come out before. You just have to follow your soul. What was your soul telling you to do? Sometimes you get these physical messages in your body and you're like, I feel to be sexual. I feel to be grounded. I feel to be more protective of myself. I feel to be, you get these sensations in your body where you feel fear, or you feel desire, or you feel remorse, or you feel bored. Like, what you want to do. You just have to follow it. You have to listen to it. I can't believe I nearly didn't see that. I love the colours of these. I got some tie-dyes off Temu, and the colours are so like natural, like that indigo blue. Oh, I'm gonna wear my tie-dye today. If I ever get these readings finished, I'm just taking my time. Like, my life is so like a blur at the moment that I want to go slow. I want to slow things down just for a bit. I have a very fast-paced career and so much going on at the moment. I just need to go slow. I've not been writing down the times and the messages, have I? Oh well.